Matthew, when we had the last meeting, the session for the review of week 1 to, or yes, class 1 to week 1 to week 4. Yes, week 1 to week 4. He mentioned a lot of things which I was able to flow along with. Actually, I've not been attending any classes with you guys. So it was because I'm kind of a little busy. So with what you guys have learned so far, and in correlation with what I think Matthew said day before yesterday, you really said a lot of things, which I will quickly want to shed more light on it before we start this session. I've taught some students, if not that much, but most of their intentions coming to learn cybersecurity is always to use it maliciously. But I will emphasize on this. Don't have, or let me say, even if you have such intentions, I'm pleading with you that just drop it by, let it go, because there's no way you'll be caught. There's no way you cover your track, you are still going to be caught. So that's that. Now, in this particular session, we have our aims and objectives, and this is what is going to guide us within these 2 hours. I'm very, very sure we should be able to cover all of this. The first thing we are going to look at together is introduction to encryption, hashing, and digital signatures. Second one is network security. Under this network security, we'll be talking about firewalls, VPN, IDS, and IPS. Also, we'll be talking about the endpoint security. Under this endpoint security, we'll be talking about antivirus, endpoint detection and response. That's the EDR. Then the last thing we'll be talking about today is penetration testing, which is also known as ethical hacking. Under it, we are going to understand penetration testing phases, some tools, if not all, and methodologies under penetration testing. Now, in Module 1 alone, under Introduction to Encryption, Hashing, and Digital Signatures, pardon me, actually, there's some other resources, that's other materials along this slide, which I'll be sharing with you guys. Yes, which I'll be sharing with you guys. I don't know, but you can still do that at your own end. This particular session, we're supposed to at least have some practical, some practical session here. I have the tools installed on my own system, but I'm not just sure whether you guys have it installed on your system at your end. But nevertheless, I have prepared enough comprehensive materials that will guide you guys to go through the installations and some other some basic practices. Now, let's continue. This Module 1, under Introduction to Encryption, Hashing, and Digital Signatures, we are going to learn all of this. That's, we are going to understand the basics of encryption, hashing, and digital signatures, and distinguish between symmetric and asymmetric encryption. Very, very important. And also, we are going to explore the use of hashing for data integrity. And also, we are going to understand the role of digital signatures in authentication. Now, let's delve into the Module 1 fully. We need to understand encryption. Yes. By definition, with what we can see on the screen, encryption is a critical cybersecurity tool used to protect information by transforming it into unreadable formats, which can only be decoded by authorized parties. I don't know how many Yorubas we have here, Actually, I'm a Yoruba, guys. You guys will pardon me. I want to relate this definition with one of the oldest way of sending messages in the land of Yorubas during our forefathers' tenure. And what do I mean? I don't know what they call it in English, but someone can just help me out with that. In Yoruba, we call it aroko. Please, if anyone can give me the English, I'll appreciate it. Aroko is the means of sending messages from one particular person to another in respect to the person being sent will not be able to decode it, or else the recipient, that's the person to receive the message. So we always call it aroko. Let me put it that way. We always call it aroko. That is a very old way of sending messages. Now, in related to technology, you can send some data or yes, some information, and you encrypt it. Is going to be the only person, that's the recipient that will be the only person to decrypt the message. That is what this particular session is talking about. Let's take the definition once again and relate it to just this little explanation I've given. Encryption is a critical cybersecurity tool. Don't forget we're talking about security here. I'm sending a message. I don't want it to be exposed. That means I want to secure it. Now, let's go back again. Encryption is a critical cybersecurity tool, which is used to protect information, that the information we want to send, by transforming it into an unreadable format, which can only be decoded by authorized parties. Now, there's something we call key. Yes, we call it key under Kisa cipher. Kisa cipher is an encryption tool also. We use it to encrypt messages. So in this case, let's assume I'm sending messages to Praise. Yes, I'm sending a message to Praise, and I want to encrypt it. If I did not give Praise the key which I've used to encrypt the data, or yes, the data or the information, no one else will be able to decrypt the information. So that is under encryption. That is exactly what we mean. You will receive the message. Yes, you will receive the information, but you will not be able to read it. Actually, I have written some lines of code in Python here that can demonstrate this particular encryption. I pray we are able to move faster. I will try as much as possible. Let me see. Let me quickly show us. I want to be sure that you guys will see. Pardon me. Yes. Okay. I will ask you this once I'm able to straight. Okay. Yes. Yes, I've prepared this. If you can see my screen, if someone should just someone should say something. If you can see my screen.
You can.
I just want to be sure. All right. Thank you. What can you see precisely? What can you see precisely? What can you see precisely?
For example,
all right,
Peter
good. That means all right, good. Now, you see this particular lines of code is an encryption code. We are going to demonstrate some things here now. All this line of code, what it's doing is just that. Here, I've set a password, and this is the password here, which I've highlighted here. Let me try to brighten the screen. Yes, it's brightened already. Okay. So this is the password here. So it's going to hash it. This is the hash. And this password has been transformed to this format. What you are seeing here, this thing I've highlighted here, secure password 123, it has been encrypted like this. So what I've used to encrypt it, if you don't know it, you'll not be able to decrypt it. Then we have some tools online that you can easily use. to decrypt it. So what we are going to do now is very simple. I will run this line of code. Let me copy this. I will test run whether this thing, okay, don't worry. I'll test it like 3 times. I'll test it like 3 good times. I've copied the code. I will run it. It's going to ask me some questions. Yes. It says I should enter to verify. I should enter my password to verify. That means if I've used this to create a particular application. So now what I will do is I will intentionally enter the wrong password first. This is the correct password. This password has been hashed to this format. So I will intentionally just type anything. I will type praise. Let me type praise. I think it's correct. I will type praise. Then I will run it. Praise is not the password. So it's going to tell me the password is not correct. So that means she will not be able to decrypt the code. Whatever code or whatever information I've embedded along this, she won't be able to decrypt it. But if I run it again and I put, actually the thing the code return password is incorrect. If I run it again and I type the correct password, which is secure password 123, it's going to tell me correct password, which is fine. Now there's something I want you to observe here. The more I run this thing, the more this hash password changes. That is what encryption does. Now I want to come here. I think, okay, let's come to the last code here. I want to run this thing. It will ask me to enter my password myself. Let's assume I think pre. Let's say my password is pre. My password is pre. Then it will hash it. It has converted pre to this what's it called? SHA-256. We'll soon get there. Don't worry, we'll soon get there. SHA-256. Now it will ask me to confirm the password to verify. To verify the password so that I will have access to this information. Let us assume I want to enter praise as my password, whereas praise is never the password. Praise is never the password. It's going to tell me the password is wrong. Okay, I think I need to restart my kernel. I need to restart my kernel. Very sorry. Okay. Just give it some minutes. Just give it some minutes. Okay, all right. Please, let's say TTT. That's not my intention. Yes, I'm there now. So I will enter my password. I'll type pre, yes. Then it will ask me to confirm. Yes, it says incorrect password. So the password supposed to be that's what's it called? Please, I think. Okay, let me run it, please. Pardon me. Let me type pre. Yes. Then I will type praise. It will confirm that is wrong. Yes, it is wrong. So I will run it again and type pre. Then we type pre again to confirm that it is correct now. Password is correct. So that is what encryption does. And if you look at this, before I run it again, you discover that this thing continuously changes. If I say with C551 blah blah blah, let me run this particular line and put my name there. Let's say Aweda. Look at it is now 2B0EEE blah blah blah. This is Aweda. This is just what we are talking about encryption. This is Aweda now. This is Aweda. All of these things you are seeing is Aweda. It is only those that has the key. Although I didn't write the code, I have down will ask for key. Then if praise has the key, or yes, if I have given praise the key, that is the only time she'll be able to decrypt it. She won't even be able to even see the message. And there was a particular day which when I tried to, I don't know, it's been long, I think some years back. The thing came to my mind that okay, okay, you are chatting on your phone. from someone to your friends from your phone. And you don't want anybody to even have access to your phone. Either you misplace it or you hijacked or something happens to it, unauthorized access from any other person. And you don't want the person to understand any of your conversation. You can encrypt your messages just in this format. Then the recipient should be able to decrypt it. So what they want to be seeing is just this this SHA-256 code. By the time you send this thing to me, I might be able to decode it. Why? Because I might know the key. But if you send this thing to your brother and your mom collected your phone, say, what is all of this? They'll just be looking at this. It is only your brother which you have, or any of the recipient, which you have given the access key or way to decrypt this. That's how the person will be able to understand this thing. So that is exactly how encryption works. So let's come back to this. I just want us to understand it very clearly. That's why I'm emphasizing on this definition of encryption. Encryption is a critical cybersecurity tool used to protect information by transforming it into an unreadable format, just like what we have seen earlier, which can only be decoded by authorized parties. So that means the recipient is the authorized party this time around. So that's exactly what we are talking about. Now, we have two types of encryption. We have the symmetric encryption, we have the asymmetric encryption. So once you understood this, I won't waste much time on this. After you have understood the encryption, you know how to encrypt now. You understood what encryption means. So you won't waste much time on this, the two types of encryption. Now, this symmetric encryption uses a single key for both encryption and decryption, which is it uses a single key for decryption. It uses that same key for encryption. So that is what this means. It says common algorithms include the advanced encryption standard and the data encryption standard. It is fast but requires secure key exchange. Now let's see the asymmetric. You know what, from even the English, asymmetric means two or pair. Yes, this involves a pair of keys. The one you use to decrypt will be different from the one you use to encrypt. That is exactly what this particular asymmetric is saying. And in related to all what has been said in the slide, I want to believe you guys are following me. So if you have any question, maybe at the end, or just jot them down, we are going to look at it together at the end of this class. Now let's go to hashing. Now, hashing is used for integrity verification and secure password storage. This is used to creating a fixed size output from input data that cannot be reversed. So actually, there's a question that maybe I should give you as I'll give you as an assignment. You can jot it down. Write this down if you can hear me. The first assignment I'll give you is differentiate between encryption and hashing by telling me the similarities and the differences, if possible, if the similarities or similarity or difference or the differences between encryption and hashing. I want you guys to work on those things, those two terms for me, encryption and hashing, the similarities and the differences between them. Now, the characteristics of hashing, it's fixed wave function that says the original input cannot be reconstructed from the hash. I think if I go further, I will still be the one to answer this assignment I'm giving you. So the point is this: if you encrypt, you can decrypt. But if you hash, just like this, you cannot reconstruct it. You can't get it back. You can't get the original info back, just like the way you have encrypted it. Now, the common algorithm, we have MD5, then the SHA-256, bcrypt, that's bcrypt, and this bcrypt is favored, and it is used for secure password storage due to its resistance to brute force. Let me quickly analyze these three algorithms. This this MD5 is the oldest way of encryption. Let me say the first one. Yes, it should be the first one. Is the oldest one among these three. This SHA-256 is, I won't call it the latest because we have the latest now, which is the Bcrypt. So this SHA-256 is just like the one I showed you just now. You can encrypt, you can decrypt. But this, it is very, very fast also. But it's faster than this MD5. But this Bcrypt, it is very, very slow, and it is the most secure algorithm among these three. Why? Because it was built intentionally to be slow. In case you are asked to talk about Bcrypt under this encryption stuff, this Bcrypt is intentionally built to be slow. Why? The intention was to, yes, to resist a brute force attack. We'll be able to do that maybe in the next class, not this class. We do some penetration testing, then we do brute force attack. If they have used Bcrypt algorithm to do encryption, it's not going to be easy for any attackers to brute force that password. So that is the importance of this Bcrypt over SHA-256 itself, and even MD5. I don't even think whether they're still using this MD5. But this SHA-256 is the common. I even use SHA-250, excuse me, to create that code also. Now, I gave you guys this, and this exactly, this assignment is what I've done, which I've shown us here. I'll show you, in fact, I'll share you the code. If you write Python, it will be easy for you to glance through and manipulate things there. But if you don't write Python, I don't know how, but I'll still share it no matter what. I'll still share the code. I'll share the source code with you guys. So now let's continue. The key difference, I won't waste much time on this. This is the key difference between MD5, SHA-250, and the Bcrypt. So we have this. I won't want to waste much time on this because it's there with you and it's written with English. You can quickly go through it because I'll still share the slide at the end of this session. By God's grace. So now let's look at digital signatures. The role of digital signatures is to verify the authenticity and integrity of a message. And I want to be sure that by now, you should not be thinking like the other people. What I mean is, there are some terminologies that you should be aware of and should be using to communicate with cybersecurity personnel. So this integrity should not be new to you. Authenticity should not be new to you. Integrity of the CIA triad should not be new to you, because I'm very sure these are the things you should have done in the previous classes. Now, applications. Under digital signatures, it is commonly used in signed emails or software and digital documents. And we have some hands-on demo, which I think I prepared some things under this also. Signing and verifying messages using pretty good privacy. Let me clear something with you guys. I want to be sure that even Michael himself and the other man, that's I think Matthew, they must have emphasized on this. And I just want to quickly differentiate between these two. If you want to work as a cybersecurity personnel, there are tools that you must work with. I want to, based on penetration testing, there are some tools that you must work with. These digital signatures, the hashing, the encryption, they are all rules, or let me say, they are all duties of cybersecurity personnel. But if you are a pen tester, your major role is to find vulnerabilities, to find weaknesses before the other person, that's the third party, the unauthorized personnel, will take the advantage and use it maliciously. That is the work of the initial tester. Our own is just to find vulnerabilities, find loopholes, find weaknesses, and alert the security personnel okay, this is what is going on in your applications. Then you come in as a cybersecurity person, you assign these digital signatures, encryption where necessary, every recommendations from this penetration tester to you. So all of these things to follow. So they are just like policies for you guys. They're just like rules and regulations for you guys that you should follow. So in module 2, yes, I thank God. I think we are moving. Yeah, to emphasize idea of this issue. Testing. Not that's I them uh, see not that that. So listen, there is no activities that any security person no know. Take that. And if you have done the malicious activity, they have done something malicious, and you think you have covered your tracks, I want to tell you this evening that you are deceiving yourself. I want to tell you this evening that you are deceiving yourself. The only thing that will make them not to throw you will be because you didn't take something or anything valuable. Yes. And bet with me, it might take days, it might take weeks, months, years, decades. You will still be caught because I realize there are a lot of tools outside that it will track you back to the source. So ever since then, I try to limit my activities online. So that is why it's good to be perfect in both aspects, especially the security aspect.
Hello, hello, I can't hear anything. Is the lecture still going on?
Yes, I think the instructor, I don't know what happened, but is not in the meeting yet. And the organizer of the meeting
Okay,
too is
thank
also
you.
not around now. So just have to wait.
Thanks.
All right. I'm back. Thank you. Thank God. So let me share my screen. I've been looking for a way to. Okay. To be sure, can you guys hear me now? Mojisola, right? I want to be sure. Just person should just react. If you can hear me, please.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. All right. All right. So, one, two, emoji is network security. We're talking about firewalls, VPN, and IDS. Um, without wasting much of our time, because we are time limited, I prepare special note aside this slide for each of these modules that I will share with you, that will guide you. Now, please go to the. I want you guys to if you have Linux installed, and just raise your hand. We have. I can see. I can see user similar line itself, and that's Priye, Sunday Agbola, Olawale Abdulhamid, Michael, okay, Michael Money, okay. If Linux installed on your machine, you can just raise your hand, I will see. I want to be sure that you are familiar with what Linux is. Let me make our chat. Please, left the chat. Okay, sir. In what format is the key or how is it like? Okay, some have even asked questions. Okay. Let me reply. Okay, please go to the chat this thing. If you have it, I'm trying to reply. I think now. All right. So who is Michelle is typing? I want to be sure so that I will know what to do. I do, yes. One person, yes. You guys should go to the chat box and just type either if you don't have, so that I will know what to do and how, because we must all be on the same page. We must all be on the same page. If only Mojisola does, then Temilola, I want you guys to respond as quick as possible. Because it's another phase here. In fact, if possible, just type yes, no. So the yes will mean you have, no will mean you don't. So I will just grab it down. No, correct. That's good. Then other persons, please. Then no, that's 2. No. Okay, I want to assume now that it's only Mojisola that has Kali Linux installed on a machine. Okay, if that should be the case, okay, fine. It means the no is becoming more. Now, if that should be the case, I will take permission from the admin. I have videos that, okay, good. Today also no. I have videos that will guide you in the installation, both the key. I do it this way. I do my students the free access to my professional VM workstation. So actually, you're supposed to buy it, but I will share my license with you. You will install it. You will download the Kali Linux. You will install it. Then maybe probably before our next class, or even along on the platform, you can still continue aside this meeting. You can continue on the platform to put ourselves, guide ourselves through whatever slide or material I want to share with you. They are well explained. I mean, they are well explained. But still have some issues. You can just come back to the platform, then we'll brainstorm together. So we must all have Linux installed on our machine if truly we want to do well in this particular, especially this particular module. So that is that. So it's only one person that has. After this meeting, I will contact the admin, and if prevention, I can share the videos with you, or you can also go online to still go and see how Linux installed on your machine. So you use VMware, either the professional or the community, anyone. So let's go back to the slide. Now we have the network security. Under this network security, I've prepared a slide for firewall. It has rules. If you want to set firewalls on your machine, as a cybersecurity personnel, if you are employed or you are given a contract to set a firewall on a particular server or on a particular application, it has some steps you must take, and that is the essence of this. And for us not to deceive ourselves, it is not something we can even in fact, it's not something we can start talking of to finish here in this training. So what I've done is I've prepared enough material, which is still here. Let me still show us. I think it's not. This is not. We are still going to get to SNOT. I think yes, we are still going to get here. We are still going to get here. I prepared all of this for you. In fact, all of these are for you. I prepared all of this for you guys, so that you okay, I think it's here. All right. I want to see the firewall. It's not. So I think this is firewall stuff. Yes, it's part of it. All of this, there are rules that you must follow. But don't worry, I will share this slide with you. I will share this slide with you that you follow. Just that. It is not something you can do on your own, but if you go through it for the first time, you at least have the ideas of how to set up some tools in your Kali Linux. That is why you must have Kali Linux installed on your machine, because there's no way you do or practice all of this that without Kali Linux. That's just the sincere part. So that's just the sincere part. Now let's quickly go further. So in this network security, what we are going to learn is we are going to understand the core network security concepts and tools. I'm still going to mention it name. Then explore how firewalls control network traffic. Then learn the importance of VPN for secure communications. We all know what VPN is, and also we should be able to distinguish between intrusion detection, as the IVS and the IPS. So that is the aim of this module 2. So let's see what it was and this. Now, what is firewall? Firewalls is to monitor and control incoming and outgoing network traffic. That is what it does. It is used to monitor and control incoming and outgoing network. I think Matthew, okay, I have message. Okay, let me quickly check. Please, pardon me. Wow, you can see my slide. Wow. Wow. I'm coming. Just let me know. And I'm sharing it already. And I don't want to leave and come back. I'm sharing the slide already. I don't know why it's not showing at your end. Wow. Oh, this is oh.
So I can see it now. So I guess it is the network.
Okay, because I'm sharing it already. That's why I'm confused that I've shared the slide already. All right. Others, can you see the slide now?
I can't see the slide, but I can just see your Teams window. Okay, I can see the slide now.
Wow. I've been sharing since.
But
All right. All right. All right.
no,
Thank
it was
you.
showing before. It
Okay,
just
just
left
let me.
now. It just started
Okay, just
showing
maybe
the
it should
Teams
be
list
network.
now.
Okay, it should be network. I think it should be network.
So I'm just currently seeing
But
your
this,
Teams window.
my Teams.
Yeah, okay, now it's showing. Now it's showing.
Okay, you can see firewalls now, right?
Yes, now I can see it.
All right, thank you. So, like I was saying, firewall is used to monitor and control incoming and outgoing network. And let me quickly come in from this angle. I remember when Matthew was trying to, I think it was day before yesterday, when you mention something like setting up firewalls, you do mention of in a particular organization whereby you need to send some information from one system to another, that's from one computer to another computer. You can use firewalls to give computer instructions that, okay, if this port, okay, for example now, we have port 8080, port 80, port 552, port 400, 401, all these ports for communication. If you as a cybersecurity, that's why you must know how to set up all these, give rules to all these firewalls steps. So within that organization, once after you must have known your IP address, use that IP address to give instructions to ports that should be opened. You close all other ports that are not useful, that are not in use. Because if you leave it open, it's just like you having a building, have a beautiful structure building, windows is there, other security gadgets are there, but your doors is open. Let me say your doors, you left them open. They are not secure. Even if they are not going to use jam key, the one that they use jam key or they use other means of security, all these unauthorized people can still manage to penetrate inside. Talkless of the one you use or you left open. So that is why it's good. Any unused port, close them using firewalls. They have rules. I'm going to share the rules with you. Just glance through it. Then, after this training, they've told us this is just the beginning of your learning. Just have it in mind. Whatever we give you or we are able to share with you in this training, just have it in mind that this is just the beginning. So now, set up some rules and close some doors, open some doors down. That's just what firewall does. And you can only achieve this aim using Kali Linux. That is, if you have Linux on your machine, then you can do some practices here. So that is that. Then we have packet filtering, the rules to follow. We have packet filtering. This analyzes individual packets against rules. The stateful firewalls, it keeps track of the state of active connections. What is the meaning of active connections? You have entered your organization, you have resumed work today. Let me say you have resumed work today, or don't let me say you, because you are the cybersecurity personnel. Another message, please, people, let me attend to this message also. Maybe it's for me. Please, sir, don't forget to share. Okay, no problem. All right, no problem. That one is starting. I'll surely share it. That one is starting. So now, okay, all right. So now, you as a cybersecurity personnel, is your own role to set rules. How do you know these rules? You make sure you understand all these terms. This packet filtering is used to analyze individual. That's the let me use this word, workers. That's the workers in that organization. It is used to analyze individual packets against rules. Then the stateful firewalls, it is used to track the state of activities, all those activities that is connected to that server. Then the proxy-based firewall, this is used to operate at the end application layer for deeper inspection. Now, they will ask you, maybe by the time you go for interview outside, they'll be asking you what is the meaning of packet filtering. So you should be able to tell them that it is only used to analyze individual packets. You are good to go. Then what about the stateful firewalls? What is the difference between them, or what's the relationship between them? What can you say about them? All these things, you should just take. This is what they do, just their meaning, and you are good to go. Then the proxy-based firewall also, it operates at the application layer. And you know that application layer is the last layer. We are talking about the OSI model. You must have been taught that also. Now, we have firewall policies. We have some policies that, in fact, I will advise you to just go and learn all, in fact, not all, most of the policies. We have a lot of policies. And God so good, you can write this down. God so good that at today, if you want to, before you choose your track, if you want to go for cybersecurity, there's this tools that Microsoft just launched. It's not that they just launched it, but it's still new. They just launched it. All these firewall settings, VPN, all these things, the rules, remediation, recommendations. You are not the one to be racking your head again to be searching for anything online. All these recommendation, remediation, setting up a firewall, just click and drag. So it makes life more easier for cybersecurity personnel now. Just like automation, exactly. Let me use that way. It is automation. That's automation tools. Just you to automate security. So you to be setting your firewalls manually. Just automate it. It's just a tool being launched by Microsoft. Microsoft. So let me give you their names in case you might pick interest in them. We have I think the first one is Microsoft Azure Defender for Cloud. Yes, I remember. Defender for Cloud, Sentinel, that's Azure Sentinel, Azure Defender for Cloud, Azure, the last one is Entra. Yes, Entra, E-N-T-R-A. So those three, you can work on that, and if you are good with that, in fact, you can start doing very fine with those tools I just mentioned. They are just automated tools in cybersecurity. And it's just a new tool being released by Microsoft. So that is that. We have hands-on demo. That is, we should configure some basic firewalls rules on Linux using IP tables, which is just what I showed you here. See all these rules. Excuse me. Using IP tables. Yes, all these rules, I'm going to share them with you. Don't worry. I'm going to share all of this with you. I'll convert them to PDF. I'm going to share them with you. Yes, all this. So that is that. Now let's move on. The last, I think, is more. Now the VPN. The function of the VPN is to create secure and encrypted tunnels for data transmission over public network. some guys will say, if I'm using VPN, they will not track me. If I'm using VPS, they will not track me. All those things are lies. They will still track you. That's just it. They'll still track you. So don't just have that in mind, as we have said, that you have that mindset that you want to be using this knowledge for malicious activities. I will still beg you. I'll still encourage you not to do that, or not to have that in mind. So we have types of VPN. We have the remote access VPN, that's for individual users, and also the site-to-site VPN, that's for connecting entire networks. So then the use case, this providing secure remote access by bypassing geographical restrictions. VPN is not new to you guys. I'm very sure we are familiar with VPN, just that you might not know how to set them up. I've prepared a way to set them up on our Cardinals, and we are going to use OpenVPN. All these things are there. I want to promise you this: if at the end of this program, the management, which I'm very sure they will still allow that, they will still allow communication to still continue through the platform, that if you have anything, you can still reach out to them. Or let me say, you can still reach out to us. So we get back to you. We continue to assist one another. So that is that. So this hands-on demo, I make sure I prepare some little small projects on each. So I will share them with you also. Now, the intrusion detection, that's prevention system, that's the IDS or the IPS. The IDS versus IPS, this monitors network traffic. We are talking about traffic, network. Especially when you are working with when you are working as a pen tester, most of your time will be working with network. So that means if you want to delve into the penetration testing, you must learn networking, which I'm very sure I heard it when Matthew was saying it in the last session. So detection method, this includes signature based, that's using known attack patterns, and anomaly based, that's detecting deviation from normal behavior. And this one has to do with something like social engineering stuff. Now, the popular tools for IDS and IPS, in case you are asked, we have SNOT for IDS, and we have Suricata for either IDS or IPS. All of these, how to install them on your Linux, how to set them up, I've prepared slides on them also. But I can't just put everything here. In fact, it's going to be too lengthy, so that's why I've summarized them, decide to put them somewhere else, then share with you guys after the end of the class. So now in module 3, we have the endpoint security. That's here we'll be talking about the antivirus. I'll be talking about endpoint detection and response. That's the EDR. I remember when I think I forgot it. I think it should be you guys that Martin was trying to differentiate between worms and virus with you guys. But don't worry, we'll soon reach there again. I'll still discuss, or yes, I'll still explain some things about antivirus and maybe worm. But it might not be in this slide. So the learning objective of this module 3, out of module 4, we are now in module 3. In this module, our aim and objective is to understand the role of endpoint security in protecting devices. And don't forget, while you are here to protect devices as well as yourself. You are here to protect devices, that's computer, or anything electronic device, or anything that uses chips, then as well as yourself. Then the second one is to differentiate between traditional antivirus and modern EDR system. The EDR system means endpoint detection and response. Then the last one for this module, which is that's the third module, is we are going to learn how endpoint detection and response platform provide an enhanced visibility and also threat response. So let's take them one after the other. Now, what do you mean by traditional antivirus software? what it does is used to detect and remove malware using a signature-based approach. Please, if you have any question, and maybe you have dropped it in the chat box, and I'm not responding, you can unmute yourself and call my attention. So I'll go to it and maybe attend to it. Yes. So the function of traditional antivirus is to detect and remove malware using a signature-based approach. That's the benefit of the function. Then what about the limitation? It is less effective. That is, it is not that effective. It's less effective against unknown or sophisticated malware. That's example, we have zero-day threat. And I remember maybe in the last sessions, we gave you an assignment on zero-day threat, because I do see, I do follow up, just that sometimes I will not say anything. So you guys are familiar with zero-day threats. So then the last one here, the key features. So regular scanning, that is what it does. It does regular scanning, and also it quarantines malicious files and database. And you must have experienced this. You must have, or let me say, you might have experienced this. Some cases whereby you use some flash on your system and you discover that the files just disappeared. Then, especially when you use Avast, I'm not trying to advertise any antivirus here. When you use Avast, it will quarantine your files and tell you to disappear. You will not see it again. You will be able to access it again. So that is exactly what we mean by traditional antivirus software. So it's one of them. If it's any virus on your system, it will quarantine your files immediately, and you don't have access to open them again until you give some instructions on that settings also. Now, the endpoint detection and the response. So this one is advanced protection. It's different from the traditional antivirus. So the EDR protection is a system which offers continuous monitoring. It offers continuous monitoring. It also detects threats, and it automates responses. It automates responses. I would not like to say this. Something just came to my mind, but I won't say it. But something comes to my mind, so that I will not. I don't know your mind, so you might not be thinking towards my own direction. So that is the reason why I will not say it. So now, this endpoint is more advanced than the first one, which is what? The traditional antivirus. So the second feature, the second point is that, what about the key features of this EDR? This includes behavioral analysis, real-time monitoring, and incident response capabilities. When we are talking about behavioral analysis, we are talking about some aspect that has to do with social engineering. Then the use cases of EDR. For example, it is effective against advanced threats. That is, when you're talking about threats, advanced threats, we are talking about you recommending EDR method. Then, including fileless malware. You know what we mean by fileless malware? I think I've given you one assignment before. I've answered it already, but you might not know that I've answered the assignment, but I still want you to go extra mile to still come out with something beautiful. So, use cases of EDR. It is effective against advanced threats. And also it includes fileless malware. So we have some overview. Is anybody talking? We have some common EDR tools. We have the CrowdStrike or the Carbon Black. So when we are talking about EDR, we have some tools that can do that for us. Is anybody talking? I'm not sure. Please, that person should mute himself or herself. It's Michael. He's the admin, so he will mute himself. So, where do I stop? So, this EDR tools, we have the common one, which is known as the CrowdStrike and Carbon Black. I want you to hold those two tools. Michael, please help us to mute yourself. Thank you. So, these two tools, very, very important. We have the CrowdStrike and the Carbon Black. Is there a way I can do that here? Yes, thank you. I've done that. Yeah. Yes, I've done that. So I want you to hold those two tools. If possible, write them down. But nevertheless, I'll prepare for you also these tools and how to set them up. Let's quickly, let me see. Yes, they're here. When we're talking about the endpoint detection and response, these two tools have prepared enough slide, enough things for you guys to go through, and you'll be able to understand them very well. So the advantage, the uses, then welcome back to Carbon Black. So these are all what you should read. Or yes, we should just go through about them and you'll be good. Then the difference, that's I try to compare them also, the conclusion. So this conclusion is what you should work toward. Yes, it should be your target because it summarizes everything for you. But I'll still share the slide with you guys. So let's quickly continue. Module 4. Yes, penetration testing. It is also known as ethical hacking. So in this module, we are going to understand the phases of penetration testing, and we are going to learn about the key penetration testing tools and methodologies, and we are going to see the impact of ethical hacking and legal consideration. So let's quickly go through this. Actually, we're supposed to, like I've said, my Kali Linux is up and running, but I don't like working with while I'm teaching. Although I'll be doing it. I don't just like me doing it alone. My students will not be carried along. But nevertheless, let's see if we can demonstrate some things here. This is where the practical aspect of cybersecurity and pen testing starts. You will enjoy it most by the time you start working with your terminal. In fact, all these things we have been saying, firewall setup, VPN, all those things, they are true terminal. You enjoy it more by the time you start working with what's it called? Terminal. So now let's look at the phases. Let's look at the penetration testing also, the meaning. According to what we have on the slide, and in general, penetration testing, which is also known as hacking. So if you call yourself hacker, definitely you are pen tester. Your role is pen testing, so you are an ethical hacker. So that is how it works. So this involves simulating real world system. Don't forget, it is before it is company or anybody. You find vulnerabilities, you give recommendation, you give remediation, and you are pen tester. The goal is to identify security weaknesses before malicious action, or yes, before malicious acts, exactly like what I've said earlier. Typically structured into several key phases, which we are going to see one by one. Now, the first one, you still have access to this slide. You can write it down, forget about the notes under them, so that you can always know how is being structured. The first one is the planning and reconnaissance, information gathering. It is also called information gathering. So either you see information gathering outside. What are the phases in pen testing? Don't disturb yourself, don't stress yourself. You mentioned the first one as planning and reconnaissance, or you mention reconnaissance, anyone, or you mention information gathering. They all mean the same thing. So anyone you prefer, you go for it. Like myself, I do say reconnaissance. Some will say information gathering. You are still saying the same thing. So if you hear anybody that says reconnaissance and you have another person that says information gathering, both are saying the same thing. So it's the first stage for every pension tester. It is the first stage for every pension tester. And as a professional pension tester, I will say this, although you might not grab it, but I'm very sure you will grab it. If you are hired, or let me say, if you want to do any pen test successfully, I will recommend you spend 70 or 60% of your time on reconnaissance, on gathering information. Mark my words today, you will know the reason why I have said that. But from my own experience, I do spend nothing less than 60% of my time that I have dedicated for the job. I'll spend 60% of the time on gathering information alone. Then the remaining 40, I will disseminate it to the remaining 6. So as time goes on, water. So this is the initial phase of pen testing. I don't need to waste time on that. The key steps: you define the scope. What is the meaning of scope? You work with the client organization to define the rules of engagement. This rules of engagement is another one entirely. I have some slides with it, but it's not my role to teach you the rules of engagement. This includes which system, the network. It will give you, it will restrict you. Let me say, it will restrict you to where you should touch in that, in your pen testing. It will restrict you that you should not go beyond this thing. That is, you are defining a scope. And you must reach agreement between yourself and the organization. It must be documented, it must be written. That's why we have reports. It must be written that the employer, you want you to do this, this is what you are going to do, this is what you are giving out to you. Although they have a lot of resources, but this is what you are going to do. You should not bypass, you should not trespass. That is define the scope. Then now gather intelligence. So the penetration tester now collects information about the target after you have been given a scope, and that scope means your focus. Let me put it that way. Your focus. That is, we are giving you this IP address. Don't go beyond this IP address. We are giving you this domain name. Don't go beyond this domain name. Don't go beyond. Don't say they have another. No. Don't say that. This is the domain name. This is the scope we are giving to you. So that is what this first define the scope. That is what it means. Then you gathering intelligence. As a pen tester, you gather information about the target through the public sources. That's OSINT. That's the open source intelligence. And sometimes interact with the system to profile available services and potential vulnerabilities. That is the first stage. Then you have types of reconnaissance. You have the passive and you have the active. Although it is something that I should explain very well to get. It's something that you can just, I want to assume that it's something that you can just read through, because I still have a lot of things to show us. Now, the common tools, if you want to gather information, we have tools for that. It's just like, I like to use some things that we're familiar with around ourselves. Okay, let me use the furniture. You will grab this and relate it to what we are having. The furniture will go to Summit to get wood and other materials. Don't forget that it's not going there to buy armor, because there's difference between tools and materials. So the same thing happens there. If his intention is to build, let's say he's building chair, he's trying to construct chair, he will cut it with saw. He will cut it with saw, not with hammer. So we have a lot of tools. So all these tools are the things that you should now know their names and know what they are being used for. Then you are good. Know the tools and know what they are being used for. You have hammer, you have saw, you have mallet, you have jigsaw, you have different axle. Now, they now ask you to nail a chair. You now pick saw that you want to use saw to nail chair. It's wrong. So that is exactly what is happening. If you pen testing, you must have, in fact, we have a lot of tools. Just know which one is working for which one. That is the aim here in this module. So the common tools used for reconnaissance, we have Nmap, we have Shodan, we have Whois, and we have Google Docs. We have a lot of them, more than this. But these four, we do reconnaissance for you. And don't forget what reconnaissance does. Gather information. If you want to know anything about myself, you can use Nmap to know something about me. You can use Shodan to know something about me. You can use Whois to know something about me. You can use Google Doc to know something about me. And that depends on how do you know how to use it. And all of these things are practicals on our Kali Linux. And we don't have it installed. That is why you must install it if truly you want to do well here. I would have preferred to do some okay, let me use this Whois. This Whois, NS lookup, dig, they are used for domain and DNS record lookups. So let's demonstrate one in particular. Let's see. Let me put this thing. So let me see. I want to use dig Google. So this dig Google. I don't want to put all of this. This Google. I want to know who is Google. So I'll just say dig Google. This dig Google. I think my internet is on now. Dig. Oh, sorry. Dig. Not on. So with this command, I want to be sure that you can see my screen. Yes. With this command now, dig Google with no all plus answer. I mean, I just restricted it to something. So Google is the name with this port this is IP address of Google. If you don't know the IP address, this is the IP address of Google. I think Facebook. Let me just copy this. I will change this to Facebook. I will say it should dig Facebook for me. Facebook. So I will just edit this, and or someone should give me any other Facebook. Am I typing it correctly? Facebook, yes. So this is the address, this is the IP address of Facebook. This is the IP address of Facebook. In case you need the IP address, you can see how beautiful all of these things. Although, like I said, we have a lot of them, but you can't touch all of them because we are limited. We are time limited. We have NS lookup. In fact, let's say who is Google. Let me clear my screen. Let's say who is Google. I don't know if that's the enemy, but I want to believe that we are still together. Let's say who is Google. It will tell you who Google is. This is all about Google. If you want enough information about Google, these are all information about Google, which you can create time. You see, the date Google was registered, the time is going to expire. This is creation date, 1997, and the registration expires 2028. In fact, see, guys, with time, as time goes on, you still have access to more of this. So the point is, get your Kali Linux up and running, and we have all of these tools pre-installed that comes with Linux, and most of them did not come with Linux. You have to install. Very simple to install. This Nmap is number one. It's Baba. I want to use it for now. You can use it to scan vulnerabilities. You can use it to do some malicious activities. No, sorry. You can use it to do malicious activities. You can use it to find vulnerabilities that can be used against some this thing or to use it maliciously. That's legally, because you are being trained as a legal, as an ethical cybersecurity personnel. So that is just it. So let's quickly continue. The second stage is scanning and enumeration. After you have found information, then you now scan. So after gathering basic information exactly, penetration testers dive deeper by scanning the target for vulnerabilities. Exactly. So you've gotten what you want to know, then you now scan it. You now start scanning it. Then you have type of scanning. You have the network scanning, you have service enumeration, you have vulnerability scanning. So all of these things are explained here. You have software, you can scan software, you can scan applications, either mobile or desktop or iOS, any application. Then the third stage, so sorry, we have types of scanning. All of these are being mentioned. And we have like what we have shown us earlier. We have mmap, then we have Nessus, we have Metasploit. This Metasploit is to do the main work. As time goes on, you know the usefulness of this Metasploit is used to do the main work. Channel grabbing and direct communication with services. Then number 3, you have exploitation. After you have gathered information, you have found vulnerabilities, the next thing is to exploit it. That's to gain access. So either you say exploit or to gain access. So the key steps is you select the vulnerability you want to exploit, you exploit the vulnerability, and you escalate privilege. You escalate. It's like this. Let me give you some scenario. You want to visit your someone. You must first of all know the person you are visiting. After you have know the person you are visiting, you take some step by visiting that person. That is it. So once you visit that person, which is the second stage, that is the second stage, you now exploit. That is, you once you visit that person, you now sit. You sit food. Let me put it that way. You'll be waiting for something refreshment. That is privilege escalation. As in, after you must have gained access to that person's compound, that person's apartment. The next thing is to feel relaxed and escalate privilege. I'm just using those things to explain so that you grab or relate it to all of these things. That is how they work. So after exploiting, what next? You come on attack. You want to do bad, you want to do good with the person might not know. So all of these things are now related to it. The common attack vectors, you exploit the unpatched vulnerability. Maybe you have good or bad intentions by visiting the person. Then you brute force attack, attempt to gain access through some weak credentials of the person or of that organization. SQL injection, you have the types, the SS and the CSRF. So now, what are the common tools to exploit? Like I said, you have Metasploit. That thing I put something here. Yes, this I circle. Remember, I highlighted something here. So that same thing they mentioned here again. This is what we use to exploit in most cases. The Metasploit used to exploit in most cases. So this Hydra is used to brute force login attacks. The SQL math is for database or the SQL injection. Then Suits, Baba, it is one of the most powerful tools every penetration tester must have. The professional version of it, which is a little bit expensive. You can just find out about it. Although I have it, but just go through online and do some research on it. Now, number 4, post-exploit. After gaining access, you now maintain chase you out. The security part, that's the cybersecurity personnel, will say that an intruder has entered. Fine, they will be trying to send back the signal, but you also, as a pen tester, you must maintain access. So with this, if you can maintain access, it is now left at the end of everything. That's the stage 7. It's now left to you as a professional to recommend the necessary steps for them to take to patch all of these vulnerabilities. What you are able to do, okay, you've jumped fence to gain access to a particular compound. As you have tested it and you have succeeded, it is now left to you as a pen tester that, okay, you call the model, that's the bricklayers, you need to raise this fence. Don't forget, you will not be the one to raise the fence, to add blocks to them. You only find out the vulnerabilities. It's not left to you to call the engineers. You need to raise this fence, you need to add one more blocks, you just recommend, that's just your own. So that is what all of these things, I'm just trying to relate it so that you easily grab what I'm saying. So we have all of this. So we have objective and we have common tools. For maintaining access, we have some common tools. You have the Metaprinter. You have Metaprinter so many things it will be giving you. Then we have the Mimikers, we have the Empire, we have the Bloodhound. So that Bloodhound is still another. We use all of these tools. In fact, we have, let me see, we are limited, but we have more than 600 tools out there. We have more than 600 tools out there. They are used for different things. So that is that. Now, the next one, reporting. Yes, we are getting to the end. This reporting is very, 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 very important. I'll make sure I do not jump anything here. If you have done a good work and you are not reporting, okay, you have not done anything. If you have done a good work, you found a vulnerability, you found recommendation, you even recommend, you find solutions, and you are not reporting, you are not documenting it. That is why they put it in bracket, documenting your findings with proofs. You must document all your findings with proofs. So once the exploitation and post-exploitation, that's exploit and maintain access activities are completed, you as a tester, you now compile all the findings into a detailed report. I have a detailed report. I'm not sure whether I'm going to share it because it's personal. It depends, although. So this phase is crucial because it's not just any other report. It has a format. It has a format. This phase is crucial. In fact, it's very, very crucial as it provides all actionable insight to fixing the vulnerabilities you have found. So this report, don't joke with it. That's why I'm even taking time, because it involves notes. I'm not supposed to waste much time on it, but it is very, very necessary you understand and understand the importance of it. You document the vulnerabilities. You list your risk assessment, the risk scores, whether it is high, medium, or it is critical. Those 3 scores, they are the things that must be involved in your report. Either it is critical, it is high, or it is medium. Some will say maybe severe. That's another stage. You recommend, okay, go and do this, go and do that, add this to this page, add this to this, whatever. The proof of concept, that's POC, include evidence, you screenshot, you've penetrated into the database successfully, screenshot it, show them what you did, show them how you have done it, you prove it to them so that they will know that they have backdoors, they have loopholes of every successful exploitation. So that is that for number 5. So we have, we have the executive summary, which is very, very important. Just like as it is important in every proposal, the executive summary is what every client will go and check first. If you give them any report, you submit your report like this, this executive summary is the first thing they will go and check, because the executive summary will summarize all what you have done. They will say, hey, okay, you did this, fine, you did this. Those things you mention in your executive summary is what they are going to be targeting in all the reports you have given them. It might be 7, 10 pages, 15. They will target whatever you have listed in that executive summary. That's why it's called summary. So the technical details also, in-depth description of vulnerabilities, you must tell them this vulnerability, this is the cause, this is how it can be patched, it can be corrected. So you give them a technical detail. If they need to change some codes, some source code, you must recommend it. And fine, let me mention this: it's not until you know how to write the code. No, life is so easier that all these tools, they have the very perfect ways of writing. They will tell you what you should tell the developers to change. You go and learn PHP or learn it. It's good if you know it, fine. It's a plus for you because you will easily grab it whenever you are seeing those code. In fact, you can even also take that job and still patch it for them. But don't do, Nigeria, you do everything. So, but it's not too bad. So just make sure you give them technical details about what you found. Then remediation step is specify actions to mitigate each vulnerability. Then proof of concept also. That's that. Then the last one, okay, towards the last one. Now you clean up and remediation. You clean up you remove artifacts, assisting with remediation, you retest. That retest is optional. That is, you have to go back and start retesting whether vulnerability is still there. It's optional. But if you have the time, you still have to go and do retest. Then after they have patched it, you still come back. You come back and still do that same thing you've done to find the vulnerabilities, whether you can still find the vulnerability, whether they have corrected it, or whether they have done the right thing. That is, it will still come under this remediation. So the last one, which is the final and presentation. So this phase involves presenting the findings to the client and discussing the next steps. This is where you dialogue, you discuss, you talk at length. They invite you invite them, you talk at length. So presenting the result, discuss the key findings and explain the potential risk which is associated with the vulnerabilities you have found, and do a lot of more. Just in fact, while you are dialoguing, when you are discussing, a lot of things will still be coming to your head that will still be okay. You come across this, that maybe something that you not even included in your report where you do the briefing. Then you discuss mitigation strategies. This offer the guidance and remediation effort and possible improvement in security controls based on your own professionalism. That means you must have enough experience before you can say you want to call somebody and brief them about your findings. Then the question and answer session. So you answer questions from the client and clarify any uncertainties related to the findings, because you must be expecting them to ask you some questions, because by the time you start using some terminology that they are not familiar with, you should be expecting questions from them. So that is that. So before we open room for questions and answer, the conclusion of the 7 stages of penetration testing, I listed them here. I don't need to go back to them. So we have ethics and legalities in penetration testing. We have the ethical versus malicious hacking. So we are familiar with this. This certification is what will keep your head down. That's certified ethical hacker, or the OSCP, that's Offensive Security Certified Professional. These 2 certificates, they are very important. They are very important. But I will tell you that I have other certificates, but I don't have the CEH yet. I have this OSCP, I have it, but I don't have the CEH yet. So the case study we are going to review, I've prepared some things here for you. Review of a real-world ethical hacking engagement illustrating the best practices and legal. This review stated, I make sure I analyze this. First thing you must do from the beginning to the last stage before you submit your report. So I compress everything and the fact which I'm going to share with you guys. So I have some point testing. Also this one, I prepared some things about it which I'm still going to share. Also, I think I have a lot of files now to share with us. That is cool. So question and answer. We have question and answer. So we can throw our question and answer to us. So like all of these now, these are the training materials that I said I will share with you. So don't worry. So thanks for coming. Questions and answer. Let me open the, if in case, I don't know whether you have dropped some chats. Okay. Okay, this is not the. If you have question, you can unmute yourself. You are free to unmute yourself. Please don't forget to share the slide with us in the WhatsApp group. Noted. I can see it now. Noted. Thought it was only me. Okay. All those things are correct. So now, questions and answer. Questions and answer. Or better still, if there is no question and answer aside the slide, is Mike here with us? I'm not sure. Okay. Who is with me here? Who is with me? Okay, Williams. Okay, today, Bola. All right. So, do you have any questions or additions or subtraction?
You made mention of wireless malware.
Which one?
Yeah.
Malware?
You said fileless malware.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, I'm with you.
Can we say that? Hello, are you hearing me?
Yes. I can hear you clearly.
Can we say that unexecutable malware, like worms? Can we call it fileless malware?
No, because we're looking at the file itself. Looking at the word file itself, it means something that is transmittable or transferable.
Okay.
Right? Are we together? Then what you mean by that fileless? That fileless, I will say we are referring to human being in aspects. That is we are not fine. You know, when we're talking about cybersecurity, we're talking about computers and human beings. Are you with me? Okay. If yes, I believe you can hear me. When we're talking about cybersecurity, we want to secure systems, we want to secure computers, we want to secure devices, and also we want to secure human beings, even ourselves. That is when social engineering comes in. I'm even doing my project on risk prediction on social engineering. So when I'm talking about human being, we're talking about fileless because we are not file. So I think they just make use of that in that aspect to go outside mentioning of computers and systems. So someone just asked this question that, like, how much are the certification that is for the CH, and so the OSCP is like, I think then it should be around 200, but the CH is $600, $500 for the registration, and one particular $100 for another thing. So sum it up to $600. Sum it up to $600. And I will recommend that if you want to do any CH exam or any recommended certification exam, you have it on Udemy, you have it on this, on that. It's not compulsory, but the well-recognized certificate from anything cybersecurity pen testing is from EC Council. That's the only recognized certificate worldwide. But other bodies, other universities too, they are now awarding this certificate right now. But our advice, if you want to do your CH, do it with EC Council. You can do every other, you can get other certificates from other bodies, but your CH should be from EC Council. So another person is typing. Mr. Tunde, I think it's Mr. Tunde. Yes, EC Council. Yes, EC Council. Yes. I believe I've answered your question. Yes. Do we have any other question? If you want to
Yes, sir.
do well in pen testing, if you want to do well in pen testing, there are two tools that are more expensive that you must have. If you don't, if you are not using it, there are people that want to come to you and borrow it. It is the Bob suit, the Bob suit professional, not the Bob suit that comes with your Linux. That one is limited. You can't even do it to do anything. But the professional is what is recommended you get. Is what is recommended you get. I have it though, but any other question? Yes, someone is typing. Mr. That's Omoniji, that's our admin. I think he's busy also. Okay, no problem.
Yes, sir.
Let's okay. All right.
You talk
Our pen
about
tester the same as but of course. Someone want to what do you say? Someone is talking.
Okay, I thought you wanted.
I wanted to do what? It's cracking.
Okay, I said that under encryption, we have. You said we have two types: symmetric and asymmetric.
Yes,
Now the
yes.
question is that, from your experience, which one can we say is the
Yes.
best secured?
Is
Out
the
of the two.
asymmetric. Is the asymmetric. This is how it works. This is how it works. Let's assume I'm sending, don't be annoyed with what I want to say. Let's say I'm sending you an errand and I've encrypted it, right? If I've encrypted it, I must either send you the key to unlock that to decode it, that's decrypt. If I'm sending you, I've given you in a file and I gave you the key separately. That means along your journey, you can stay on your way and use the key to decrypt it, encrypt it back. That's symmetric. That is, you are using the same key to do your encryption and to do your decryption. But the asymmetric is the best, even if you want to do encryption. You use a key to decrypt. Sorry, use a key to encrypt first. The key to decrypt, you don't give it out. That is another thing entirely. Hope I've answered your question. So the asymmetric, the asymmetric has to do with two. The one you use to encrypt, the one you use to decrypt. But the symmetric is just one thing. That same thing you use to encrypt is the same thing you use to decrypt. So someone asked that are pen testers the same as bug bounty? Of course. Of course. Yes. You do bug bounty, then you make money. It's not good to access some things unauthorized, but in bug bounty, you must do that. You must find bugs, you must hunt it, and you report it. It's not that you use it maliciously. That's just it. You don't use it maliciously. Just find it and report, and you'll be paid. It's just like you found something valuable to the next person. Either you take it to yourself or you decide to take it and give it back to the person. The same thing happens to me having access to horn. Either I use it to rob or I use it to protect. So it's just the same truth. That same idea, that same knowledge, it depends on how you want to use it. So I want to believe that we have come to the end of this session. But if we still have any questions, don't hesitate to maybe come to the platform and ask your questions. So the question or the assignment I've given you, try to work on it. It's very simple and straightforward, but I need more explanation from you guys. You differentiate between encryption and hashing. Tell me all necessary things you know about it, either similarities or difference or anything you know about them, anything that connects them together. So just put it in a written form. That's all. So, any other question? Any other question? Okay, Olawale is typing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. All right, sir.
Now, in the course of the presentation, you said that after our pen testing, there is need to give our reports, and you said
Yes,
that
yes.
that report it has a format,
Yes,
and
it
you
has a
you
format.
are contemplating either whether to show us that format or not. Now, at the end of the day, we still need that to know the format it out. It's not just any kind of report that will just write anyhow. I think all those formats, I think standard way of writing that report, which we need to know, which I think we need to know, so that
Yes,
one cannot just write anyhow reports.
yes, you are right. You are right. But the fact remains that even if I want to give the format of the report out, is another course on its own. As in, is another training on its own. If I drop it for you guys on the platform, you just be looking at it. I'm
Yeah.
serious. So you might not get it. You just looking at it, you just using it as well. But it's not on its own. It depends. As time goes on, depends on what the management, the admin will discuss. So, but this particular slide that I prepared for this training, I'll surely share those ones. So someone said, please help us drop the assignment on the platform. Okay, no problem. I will drop it on the platform. All right. I'll drop it on the platform. So, is there still any other question? So, please pardon me if you did not enjoy my class. I don't know anything. I'm just trying to learn from you guys too. So, we are still all learners. So, if you have any complaint, if you have anything to add, if you have anything to subtract, kindly reach out to me or reach out to the management, that's the admins, or drop anything you want to say on the platform, and we'll all attend to it. But not like personal issues. All right. Thank you, Olawale. Thank you, Tunde. And thank you, Ola himself, Williams, Abdulhamid, Pray, and Praise. I think she has left. Maybe she has issues with all right. Thank you, guys. So, see you in the next class. All right. So, I'm ending the course now. Stay safe, guys.